I am here today from the Executive Director's Desk, and I'm James Pennington. I'm here with a couple of our fantastic volunteers from Virginia and Atlanta. I got that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking, because I get my states and my places confused sometimes.
Okay.
So from two different locations working together on the project. And actually, we have folks from New York here too, from
Yes.
Ithaca, working from a university, kind of on the same home. So I'm just going to ask them a few questions. As you all know, that we interview these folks. So tell us a little bit how you ended up here.
So I'm here with my husband, who used to work for Back Bay Mission when he was an AmeriCorps volunteer.
Yeah.
And we try to come back whenever we can.
And that's him on the ladder, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's putting fascia on?
Fascia.
He's putting fascia on the porch. So, and how long have you been coming down here then?
16 years?
Oh my goodness, really? Every year?
Not every year. No,
Wow.
I had a gap. I used to come during college with my church. Shout out to First Church of Christ in Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Oh.
That's actually how I met Corbin, and we've been married for 5.5 years now.
You met him on the work site or
Yeah.
when you were volunteering here? Really?
I was
See?
a volunteer and he was the AmeriCorps site supervisor.
See, Miss Melinda, there is hope.
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's hope in coming here, and I've enjoyed every moment of coming here.
Right, and you could find your future spouse.
That's right.
That's right. Good. And this is Melinda, and Melinda, you're from Atlanta.
Yes.
Do you want to tell the folks how you ended up here?
Yes, I'm from Atlanta. I live in Stockbridge, Georgia, about 30 minutes out of Atlanta. And being with the Red Oak Methodist Church, I was always trying to help someone, and I enjoy helping people. And with my kids, I taught them that also. And they said they was coming. I said, of course I'm coming, because I had worked with Habitat, the local Habitat, however, in Atlanta. And I enjoyed it so much. Of course, we never get a lot of people to come, but we do what we do. And it doesn't take a whole community to really do it all. So we came with what we had, and they asked me to come. Well, I promised not to come back this year, but
You did?
they loved for me to come back. They were begging me, please come. And I came, and I also work at a food pantry there in Atlanta. And the people always say, where's Melinda? So I took a 3-year break, and they said, Melinda, please come back. They're so dead without you, you know, because I love people and I want people involved. If I can't remember the names, I can come back and ask again, right, Katie?
Yes.
And that's what I do.
You got Katie's name.
Yes, I got it.
And your own name.
Corbin. And
And
so
Corbin.
I really love
And
the
who am I?
sharing.
James. There you go.
I know
Oh,
who you
yeah.
were. I knew you were, James. And James has made me very welcome, and I enjoy working. And that's why I want to do something. And I don't want to stand when I come here. I want to come to work. And I
Yeah.
want to make good of the time that I did come to present and let people know we want to be involved and we care about our communities. Thank you.
So yeah, was there a moment in your lives or in your history where you suddenly decided you were going to be the kind of people that wanted to help those in need and do these kind of building projects and work at a food pantry? What really motivates you to do that, or what motivated you?
Well, I'm from Alabama, and my mother, we lived on a farm. We had to muse the cows, the cotton, and all that stuff. And my mama was always giving potatoes, milk, and things to people, and I hated it, okay? But now
Really?
that I'm here and I got my kids, when I have my own kids, I take them to the nursing home, and on Thanksgiving, we go out and rake old people's yard, and I have them to cut it. And I said, after you do all of this work, then you can eat. So we would always take them early while they were hungry, and because they were hungry, they work harder so they can get to the food. So I've always wanted to volunteer and help somebody, and I enjoy it. Of course, I'm only 78, and I'm younger than you guys,
wow.
you know, so
You
take
are.
it in, okay? But I'm grateful to God
I think
that
I'm
able to
88
move.
and you're 98, right?
Yes,
Yeah. The
98.
guy behind
Okay.
the camera is 108? I don't know.
So
Yeah.
thank you all for interviewing me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being a part of this, because I think, you know, in certain respects, we talked about this morning, right? That people
Yeah.
in America, if there's a disaster, they'll give. I wanted to add on to that, what about when there isn't a disaster, if we create this kind of community-wide giving, right? Giving back. Whether it's a food pantry, whether it's working in somebody's home who's living in poverty, you know, whether it's the work we do with unsheltered people at Back Bay. To me, that's critical, right? If we can just get people aware of the needs and involved in changing the world, right? And changing our own
True.
communities.
Very true.
Because it changes us.
Right.
When you come away from Atlanta and you come away from Virginia and you're here, you know, and you're really engulfed in it, you get community, you build community, you get to know people, and you feel like you're really making a difference.
Well, you know, like when I work at the food pantry, I'm always trying to find out who are you, if I am Alice or Mary or Sue, sometimes they catch me
Yeah.
with the names. Hey, Miss Alice, and I'm not Miss Alice, you know. But I always try to make people feel welcome and
Yep.
warm, so they want to come back. And I have more getaway with young people, young men. I love men, you know. So anyway,
She does.
with the kids, the young people, the parent come back and tell me, say, "Who is Miss Brown? We want to know because our child is just talking about her." And you know, I try to make them feel welcome because community, as you said, work in the community, and in the place where I work, sometimes the people are there and they don't even know who people are.
Right.
And I go around and make them welcome. Who are you? What's your name? I won't remember your name, but I remember your face.
Yeah.
And I try to make them feel welcome. It's very important that we make people feel welcome. So that's why I came around and met Coben and Kate, and because I didn't know them, I think I'd seen them, and I want to say hi, and I like you.
yeah.
I love you.
So how did you get involved in doing this work? What was your moment? Did you have a watershed moment or a moment where you realized you wanted to give back, Kate?
It wasn't really like I was brought up in a church where we would go on mission trips,
Yeah.
and I grew up in church school and getting to volunteer, and then after Katrina, our church started doing adult mission trips. I would come with my brother every year, and then met that guy, and kind of, I guess Corbin was my watershed moment, that like you don't just have to wait for a mission trip to do it, you can do it whenever you want.
So it really became a part of your DNA, part of how
Yeah.
you were raised.
Yeah,
Man, I wish a lot of families could raise their kids that way, right?
it was very, very
Wow,
awesome.
shout out to your parents and shout out to your church and shout out to you for all the work you do in connecting with people, because that's really, it's critical stuff. It's what the world is made of, right? And it's how we build a village and a community, and how we stay connected. So thank you. Any final thoughts you want to share?
I'm so blessed to meet each and every one of you. I appreciate you. I don't know this young man is filming, but we are grateful for you, and I throw out a
Kevin.
kiss to you,
Kevin Catula.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, it's so nice to meet you, and thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, and thank you for being
And
behind the
thank you,
camera.
James.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And
being
everybody
behind the
that's
camera,
involved,
right?
you know.
Yeah, because I think we got maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 people in the building today. Yeah, and they put the siding on, so the siding is all new. And there's been actually, I think, 3 to 4 groups that have actually been working on this house on Lee Street in Biloxi. So Kevin,
And
who's
thank you
behind the
for coming.
camera, is one of our development
Because
staff.
most women do not come. They don't want to come and do this kind of
Right.
work, you know. So I'm grateful for you.
Oh,
Bless
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's important. It's empowering, isn't it, in many ways. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for hearing their stories. I think the stories that we have, that we share, is some of the best gifts we can give to people, right? The story of us and who we are, so
It's
we hear their
real.
story, and they share their story back with us. It's real. So thank you very much for joining us, and we're going to sign out. Back Bay Mission. Thank you.
Amen.